2,000 years before the rise of the Empire, the twilight world of Umbara stood as a beacon of mystery and the unseen. Beneath its veiled skies, the Force murmured of change. In the mist-laden jungles, where bioluminescent flora shimmered like ghosts, destiny stirred in silence. Among the towering spires of the Umbaran Jedi Temple walked Master Phanius, an elegant and learned man, his pale blue skin touched by ambition. Once hailed by the Republic for his insight, Phanius's thoughts began to turn from harmony toward control. In the quiet harmony of the Umbaran training courtyard, lightsabers once sang in discipline and peace, but as Phanius sparred, something within him shifted. His yellow eyes flashed, not with focus, but fury. In a sudden break of form, his blade struck harder, faster, driven by pride. The other Jedi stumbled, shock rippling through the apprentices. Silence followed the clash. For the first time, the Master's intent had crossed from training to violence, and in that moment, the darkness within him whispered its name. His voice carried through the grand corridors of Coruscant's Jedi Tower, challenging the Council itself. The Force does not bind us. It obeys us. Unease rippled among the Masters. In solitude within his study, Phanius unearthed a forgotten Sith holocron, its crimson glow whispering ancient truths of power unrestrained. Visions filled his mind, armored legions, burning worlds, the triumph of will over order. From that moment, his fate was sealed. Abandoning the Jedi, Phanius cast off his robes and walked into the dawn across the plains of Umbara, leaving the light behind. Cloaked in shadow, he descended into the catacombs of his world, where a hidden vessel awaited. The stone chamber opened to the sky, and with one last look upon Umbara's shrouded horizon, he rose into the dark. His ship cut through hyperspace toward the remote Jagannath moon, an ancient world of forgotten power. There, in subterranean vaults lit by the glow of red holocrons, Phanius delved into the deepest Sith doctrines, mastering secrets of domination, manipulation, and rebirth. In time, he gathered the scattered remnants of Sith cults, broken and disillusioned, and offered them a new vision. Phanius became Darth Ruin, the herald of will incarnate. "There is no purpose," he declared to his followers. "There is only will." 50 Jedi renounced the order and knelt before him. His fleets rose in secret, the first black and crimson warships of a reborn Sith Empire. Across shattered worlds, armies clashed, the galaxy trembling beneath Ruin's ambition. Upon a volcanic world, he faced his last foe, the firelight reflecting his corrupted resolve. From the throne of his war castle, Darth Ruin looked upon the stars, seeing not the Republic, not the Jedi, but a galaxy waiting to kneel. In the crimson dawn of a new Sith age, the fortress world of Thule rose from the ashes of peace. Under Darth Ruin's command, factories thundered, and spires of fire pierced the skies. From their docks, legions of black warships launched into the void, the first engines of a reborn empire. Across the stars, Jedi aboard Republic carriers watched in silence, their hope trembling against the coming storm. On the watery world of Maltha Obex, Sith raiders carved through the seas, their invasion met by desperate Republic resistance. Worlds burned, oceans boiled, and armies clashed as Ruin stood before his followers, proclaiming that only will defines reality. Jedi Council wavered in fear, as whispers of Sith infiltration spread through the Republic's halls. Even among the Jedi, faith faltered. Some turned to Ruin's promise of absolute freedom. And as the war raged, betrayal grew within his own ranks. The Republic faltered, the Sith expanded, and Darth Ruin, once a Jedi, now a god of war, watched the galaxy kneel before his will. Disastrous defeat of the Republic charge on Vargath Prime, the galaxy trembled as Darth Ruin tightened his grip on power, withdrawing into his personal chamber, where ancient holocrons and Sith relics reflected his twisted ambitions. Yet, even as he plotted, the Republic fleet fled into hyperspace, streaks of blue light marking their retreat from a war they were rapidly losing. Ruin's armies pressed forward, conquering a Republic capital world in a storm of fire and collapsing skylines. Celebrating in shadowed halls draped in red and black as masked Sith reveled in victory. But the Jedi struck back, infiltrating Ruin's fortress, slipping through dim corridors until Ruin himself clashed sabers with the former Jedi ally who had once trusted him. In a vast auditorium, Ruin declared his creed, "Only me," as the Republic High Command debated their dwindling options beneath statues of ancient Jedi Guardians. The war raged on across the stars, fleets colliding, cruisers exploding in debris fields. Followers turning on one another after defeats, killing their brethren in desperation. Ruin wandered a broken world where refugees trembled, a flicker of irony crossing his yellow eyes before he ordered the extermination of an entire system, reducing planets to lifeless cinders. Jedi reeled from heavy losses, temple corridors bathed in red warning light. While Ruin's War Academy swore new, dark pledges beneath crimson banners, the Republic struck back with fury. Sith silhouettes framed in flames as Ruin escaped in a lone pod toward his fortress world, an ancient dead planet encircled by a massive orbital ring. But the Jedi and Republic pursued, invading the world's dark fortifications, storming its shattered corridors as Ruin stood amid the destruction of his collapsing empire. Betrayal erupted when his own acolytes surrounded him, fury twisting his features as he fought a former apprentice within the holocron vault itself, energies swirling violently around them. Assassination of Darth Ruin, his pale blue Umbaran face fading as red lightning crackled, leaving his body silent among the rubble as dawn touched the battlefield. The Jedi Order began to recover, rebuilding the ruins with new hope, while scattered Sith remnants met in hidden crypts, tearing each other apart in the chaos of Ruin's legacy. The Republic honored their dead in solemn memorials, Jedi Masters standing beneath banners of peace, and new holocrons were recorded to preserve the lessons of Ruin's wars. In the depths of the archives, a Sith holocron linked to his creed was sealed away, its ancient red glow fading into darkness. Years later, the Sith fortress world lay deserted, its towers strangled by vines and silence. Under Umbara's night sky, the pale moon shone coldly as the Force whispered, "His ambition changed everything." In the jungles of Umbara, a patient Padawan walked slowly, sensing traces of the dark presence that once scarred the world. In time, a Jedi Knight would stand before the holocron seal of Ruin's twisted philosophy. The shadow of Ruin remained, for though his empire fell, his darkness lingered in whispers and memory, refusing to die.